YSL has 4 new eyeshadow palettes. It's the Wild Color Collection, and it's inspired by the Moroccan landscapes. So far here in the United States, we can only get 2 of those. I'll show a picture of all 4 palettes that are in this collection. The top 2, 720 Captivating Dunes and 730 Sunrise Safari. Those 2 we can get here in the States. They are available at Nordstrom and at YSL. Now the bottom 2, 820 Majestic Riad and 830 Unexplored Garden, those are not available for us here in the States yet. And let me tell you, when those 2 become available, I will be picking those up as well. The top 2 do look very similar to some of the other YSL palettes that I have, and we'll do some comparisons. But the bottom 2, they're very different from any other palettes that YSL has. So I hope that those 2 palettes become available soon. I was thinking about doing a video on all 4 palettes, thinking that the bottom 2 palettes will be available, but so far they haven't, so I thought let me just do a video on the top 2 palettes, 720 and 730, and then when those 2 become available, I'll just do a separate video on those. And I recently did a video on another YSL palette that came out. It's limited edition, and so far it's only available through Suffrages, and hopefully it'll be available on the YSL website. That one's a limited edition palette called Burning Desire, and I'll link that video down below for you guys if you want to check that one out. But YSL's been coming out with a lot of eyeshadow palettes. And I want to say I saw it on Instagram. Let me just look on my phone real quick. Oh yes, the very dependable Amit Beauty Talk. She posted a new YSL palette that's coming out, and I believe that one's for holiday 2025. 025 Golden Lust. That's the only thing that we see for that collection. And from the picture, it does look very light, and maybe 3 metallic shades, 1 satin shade. I don't know if I'll pick that one up because that one does look light, but I don't know. I do love the YSL formula, love their shadows, love their powder products, so I may end up picking that one up, but that's not until the fall of 2025 or the winter of 2025 because it says holiday 2025. So we still got a long ways to go. But in this video, let's talk about 720 Captivating Dunes and 730 Sunrise Safari. Even the name sounds very Moroccan. Here's what the eyeshadow palettes look like. It's very typical, mimics the YSL Couture Clutch palette, or purse, I should say. So it does have that cushion cover, and here are the backs of the eyeshadow palette. It's very dirty, but it just means that it's loved. These do cost $68 each. It is pricey, but YSL is a luxury brand, but they do sometimes go on sale. And I don't think that these are limited edition, so these are probably in the permanent line, so you can always wait till it's a sale, and that's what I always try to say. So let's first take a look at 720 Captivating Dunes. It does look like the sand dunes in Morocco. It does look very similar to 100 Stora Dolls. I know everyone's comparing it to that, and we'll also compare it at the end of this video, but I think it's very pretty. It's a little bit deeper, I think, and let me show you 730 Sunrise Safari. This is a little bit more on the pink side, and it is what I have on my eyes right now. And this one also looks very similar to a couple of the other YSL palettes that I have. And again, at the end, we'll do a little comparison. So far, it looks very pretty on, very romantic on my lids. So let's start swatching 720 first. This is the first shade. It's kind of like the shadow topper. And when you do swatch it, yeah, it is a little bit more. Oh, I did put my finger in the deep shade here. That's why it looks like that. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, let me take that off because some of that shade did get on there. And let's try that again. Now the formula is very soft. It's very creamy. It does have almond seed oil and also coffee seed oil, or sweet almond oil. I always get those mixed up. So it is very creamy, very soft, and sometimes you can get a little transfer from the other shades. But yeah, here's the first shade. It's like the shadow topper. Now let's go into this matte shade. It's kind of like a gray beige. Now let's go into this deep shade, and this one's very pigmented. That one does lean a little bit more gray as well. And then this silver shade. And that one has some meat to it. It's very shiny. So here are the swatches of 720 Captivating Dunes. It does lean a little cool on my skin tone, but we'll check it out against 100 to see how much cooler it is. Because I always thought 100 was a little bit more on the cooler side. Now let's go into 720 and let's go in with this shadow topper. This one's very glittery, I have to say. And let's put you here. Kind of transparent almost. Because when you kind of brush it out or shear it out, don't see much color. You just see some glitter particles. Now let's go to this matte shade again. Very creamy. And this one's kind of a pink beige. Again, more on the pink, probably a rosy beige. And then this metallic, I have to say it's a very pretty pink shade. And let's put you here. Yeah, that one's very pretty. So here are the swatches of 730. So let me go ahead and show you the looks that I did, and let's start with 720 and then 730, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's go into 730 Sunrise Safari. It's a little bit more on the rosy side. And let's go into this lighter matte shade. All right, it's kind of like a rosy beige. And with this shade, I'm using the Sonia G Detail Pro. It's a really big, fluffy brush. And let's go into this other matte shade, and I'm using the Sonia G Crease Pro. Place you in the outer corner and also in the crease. Actually, I'm just gonna mainly focus it in the crease. And going back with the first brush and just kind of blend that out. Now let's go into this pink metallic shade, and of course, place that on my lids. Now let's go into the Builder Pro and go into this light pink shade. It's kind of like a shadow topper. Put you in the inner corner and see where we can go from there. Well, let's just bring it in a little bit more then. Do see some fallout with this shade. There's a lot of, oh yeah, I'm feeling it now. There's like small glitter particles there. Really can't see the color of it when I put it on top of that pink shade. And maybe it gave it a little bit of a brightness to it. But yeah, a lot of fallout with that one. Let me use my finger on the other side with it and just see. Using your finger does brighten it up a little bit more. Not much fallout either. And it's also kind of fusing together with the other shade. On this side, it just looks like it's sitting on top of that pink shade, if that makes sense. There's still some fallout using my finger, but not as much as this side. Because using the brush, I can really feel it hitting my cheeks. And for underneath my eyes, let's go into this shade. Let me go into this shade, the lighter shade, and just kind of focus that in the inner part of the lower lash line. With this look, I think I'm going to use a black liner in the upper and lower lash line, just to kind of give it a little bit of a contrast here. And let me finish up and I'll be right back. And here's the finished look of 730. And what do you think, guys? I think it's very soft, very romantic, very nice for a date night, and I think it could work for every day as well. So let's do some comparisons. Again, this is 720 Captivating Dunes, and then let me put it up against 100 Store Dolls. Now I have to be careful because this will come out. Let me see if I can do it a little bit better. All right, so I hope the camera can pick up the difference. But yeah, Store Dolls 100 is a little bit lighter than the new one. And did I mention that they also come with 2 brushes? I just realized that when I opened up 100. But let's do a little comparison. Now this metallic shade is not as gritty as the new one, and let's put you here. So when you swatch it, this one has a little bit more of a brown to it compared to the new one has a little bit more champagne, a little bit more white. And then let's go into the lighter shade. I'll put that one here because there's not much that's similar. Now let's go into the deeper shade and let's put you here. Yeah, the one from Store Dolls has a little bit more brown to it. The new one is a little bit more gray-black. The new one does have 2 metallic shades in here, whereas 100 has only 1. But this one's a little bit kind of satiny. So we will swatch you here. Yeah, that one's a little bit whiter. And I have to say, when you swatch it, it does look different. So these are 2 kind of different palettes. So now let's do 730. This is what it looks like again. And I did pull out 2 that I thought would be similar. So here's the new one, 730, and here's what I pulled out, 500. 500 does look a little bit deeper, especially in the matte shades, and a little bit more rosier. But let's go ahead and swatch you. Again, the metallic shades here feels a little bit more creamier. So here are the top 2 shades. Yeah, so the metallic shades are a little bit lighter than these 2, especially in the pink shade. Now let's go into the bottom 2 shades, and let's put you here. Yeah, the one from 500 is a little bit deeper, especially in the mattes, and a little bit more terracotta in tone, a little bit more red in there. And then let me show you 600. This one may be very similar. Now 600 only has 1 metallic shade, and again, this one feels a little bit creamier, so I don't know if the formula has changed. Just from swatching it and playing with it, it just seems a little bit more grittier, the new palettes. So here is the 1 metallic shade in 600, and this one also kind of has a shift to it. And then here's the light one. We'll swatch you as well. Let's just put you here. Not much similarities because it is very light. Now let's go into these shades. Now the mattes do feel very similar to the new shades, and let's put you there. So yeah, these are a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit brighter. This one compared to this one. And then the deep shades, not very similar at all. No, I like this one. because it does give you a little bit more definition. So what do I think about these two new palettes? Again, I think they are very different from the other palettes that I do have from YSL. Now the topper shades do feel a little bit more grittier and it has more fallout, especially the one in, what is it, 720, 730. I knew I'm gonna mess up here. This one just have a little bit more fallout, especially when you use a brush. When you use a finger, there's still some fallout, but at least you don't feel it, or I didn't feel it when it was falling down on my cheek. And I did clean it out and I am seeing some more fallout. So that's probably one strike against this one, 730, is that I think you're gonna have continuous fallout. And if you're very sensitive to glitter, this one, yeah, you could pass on this one easily. Now 720, I do like this one. I think I like it a little bit more than 100, mainly because it's a little bit deeper and it's not as cool, believe it or not, on my skin tone. I do like that dramatic look, and I think I can use this shade by itself for just an everyday one and done. Maybe mix it with this light shade in the crease, and you could probably mix and match them as well, because I have done that several times too. Now, are these palettes worth it? That's up to you guys. I just want you to see how it looks like on me and my skin tone, but the mattes are the same formula. The shadow toppers, I think they're slightly different, just from my feeling here. They are $68. It is pricey, but again, always try to look for a sale. And I do like them both. Even though 730 has a little bit more fallout, I do like the color story in both of these. I am glad that I got them both, and I cannot wait for the other two palettes to come out. 820 Majestic Riad and 830 Unexplored Garden, especially 830. And I do hope that they come soon. And when those two come in, I'll be doing another YSL eyeshadow palette video. So I hope you're not gonna be tired from these YSL palette videos. And if you are, that's fine. There's going to be more videos coming up. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of YSL, it seems like. And they're also coming out with the new blush. And I did pick that one up at Nordstrom, and I'll probably use that one in the next video with YSL. Well, alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me trying two of the new YSL palettes that are coming out. And if you liked and enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And you'll have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.